Hey guys, welcome back to PHP's virtual session. Hope you like my previous session on PHP, which was just elementary, how we can install and configure SAM server, as well as how we can test some variables and some of the operators and like basic programs in PHP. Continuing to that, we are going to discuss today about how we can use various loops, various data types in PHP supported by PHP, as well as we can test some of the how we can send the data from the form and develop the response from the controller page. These are the PHP data types. Like other programming languages, PHP also supports for string, integer, float, boolean. Now string means which is completely alphanumeric type of data. Integer, the data without decimal places termed as integer. Float means there is a floating point. Such kind of data is also called as double also. Boolean, which holds a true or false type of data. Array, collection of elements. Objects, if your data in the format of class and objects, then object is also data type supported by PHP. Null value, no value, then null is also value. And resource means if you are embedding your PHP project or PHP pages with the database, then the database also become a data type, and that is called the resource data type. Means if you are connecting your data, your web page with the database, then database also become a resource type of data. So these are the basic data types we are using in PHP. Let's go for the demonstration. Now here I am having the first demo, that is I declared $x equal to hello world, $y equals to hello world. As we are enclosing these constants in the double quotes, it is a string type of data. So echo $x and echo $y, so it will print that value. Means here we are dealing with a string type of data. Let us deal with the integer type of data. Here $x equals to 5985 means in PHP the type of data we are assigning to the variable becomes of that type, right? Here in the first example we declared we assign hello world in the double quotes, so hello world is a string type of data, so obvious x and y become a string type of data. Here in this case $x equals to 5985 is an integer data, so x become an integer by using a function called as vardim, which will give me that x is a which type of data and what data it holds. So it will give the answer integer and 5985. In the similar manner we can deal with the floating data called as double also. If you have a data with the decimal places, you can assign that data to the variables. Here $x equals to 10.365. It means now x become a float or double type of data. So if you print it by vardim, so it will print float and the value of a variable. In the similar manner we can go with a boolean type of data. Means whenever you want to store true or false type of data, well, whether the bill paid or not, or if which type of data, like okay, maybe in the format of yes, maybe, may not. Okay, so that type of data which is having an answer in the true and false type of data, then in such situations we have such type of data is called as a boolean data. Here $true is a variable name and holds true, means true become a boolean type of data, false become a boolean type of data. Here instead of true and false you can go with the A and B, so here A and B also become a boolean type of data. So boolean means if you want to hold a true or false type of values, then you can go with a boolean type of data. Then whenever like here up till now we assign one variable, we assign only one single constant. But if you want to assign a collection of data, here in this case array of Volvo, BMW, Toyota, So now these all the it's a collection of 3 cars, so it become an array. So cars is a variable which is assigning to this array, so automatically cars become array type of data, right? So up till now we discuss about string, integer, float, as well as boolean and the array type of data. Now if you have a class type of data, let's say we define a class called as class car, and having a public property color and module, right? Every car have a basic color and the module of it. And here we define the constructor function. Constructor in PHP we declare like this: public function construct, and it will accept the arguments from the user regarding the color and model, and that value will be this refers to color will become color, and this refers to model become color. So in PHP PHP is supportive for the object-oriented programming. You can define a class like this, class car. You can define the color and the model as well as the constructor. So at the time of creating an object, the values will be passed on of the color and model, and by that you can initialize the properties belongs to the car. So here in the car class we have a function called as message, so which will return the my car is which type of color it is having and which is the model of that particular car. So here is the definition of a class ends, and then $mycar. So $mycar become an object because it is a new car of black and Volvo. So this black and Volvo are the properties of that particular object called as my car. So it gives a call to the constructor, and then if you print echo my car refers to message. So while giving to the call to the by giving call to the method belongs to the class, okay, we can use a operator called as refer to. So $my car is an object and refers to my message, so it will print the color and the model of the car, that is black and Volvo. In the similar manner, now we create another object by the my car equal to new car red and Toyota. Earlier it was pointing to black and Volvo, now it is red Toyota, and if you print the message you can able to print the color and the model of that particular car. So this is a good example of how we can construct a class and how we can create the object of that particular class, right? So object also a data type supported by PHP. And in the similar manner, PHP if a variable don't refers to any values, okay, neither string, neither arrays, then that time it's called a null value over there. Okay, $x equals to hello world. So initially hello world is a string type of data, so x becomes a string type of data. And later on, if you assign $x equals to null, now x refers to or x holds nothing, null. So null is also become a data type. So if you make it a var dump $x, so it will print null values. Means actually null is also become a data type in case of PHP. So this is what the data types supported by the PHP. Now let us discuss about the PHP loops. Now we know that the purpose of a loop, whenever you want to repeat a process for required number of times or till the validity of the criteria, okay, if you want to repeat a process, that time loops are used. Being a C user, Java user, we know that there are mainly 3 types of loops, okay, while, do while and for. While and do while are actually used when you don't know the number of iterations of the loop. If you don't know it depends on completely whether it is a finite or infinite, means all type of things, okay. Your loop maybe, it depends on the completely the criteria specified. So in such situations, while and do while will be used. While will check the criteria on the top lines, and do while will check the criteria on the end of the loop. And for loop, when you know the when finite counters are there, that time for loop is used. There is another loop introduced by PHP, and that is called as for each. In case of array, okay, if you have a n number of elements available in an array, then by using for each, that variable will refer to the index of that array index and iterate all the array elements over there. Let us have a demonstration of this. So this is the first example of a while loop. $x equals to 1 while $x not less than equals to 5, echo $x and $x plus plus, means here x initialized to 1 and till the value of x remains less than equal to 5, it will repeat that loop, and it will increment the value of x by 1. So output you will get the number is 1 to 5, right? So this is the use of a while loop. There is another example, $x equals to 0 while $x less than equals to 100. We are incrementing by 10, x plus equals to 10. So 0, 10, 20, likewise it will increment and it will perform the loop till the value of x remains less than equals to 100. So this is the example of a while loop. Let us discuss about a do while. X equals to 1, then do. First of all, it will not test the criteria and echo the number is so and x plus plus and while $x less than equals to 5. Here in this case, the condition will not be checked on the top lines. Okay, it will process the things and then it will test the conditions, and if the condition is true or condition is valid, then it will repeat the process. Means in case of do while, in case of false conditions also, in case of if your conditional criteria is giving the false, but till then one time it is going to process. Means at any situation, the do while is going to process once. So the difference between while and do while means while will test the criteria and then process, do while will process it once and then test the criteria. But both the loops are used for iterating or repeating the process for required number of times. Here it is another example, x equals to 6, do, it will perform it, increment it by 1, and then now here in this case x is 6 and the condition is x less than equals to 5. Means initially the first level also the condition is not true, but till then this loop is going to perform with once. So as I said, do while loop will process it firstly and then check the conditions. So at false situation also it is going to perform once. So in this manner, here in this case, the condition never be true because x is already initialized to 6, but it will perform once. And then we have an example of a for loop. For the sake of when the counters and the iterations are known, finite iterations are there, then that time you have to use a for loop. So for the means all the three conditions, step value, start value, stop value, and step value, that is known to you. For x equal to 0, x less than equals to 10, x plus plus means it will initialize the value of x by 0. It will increment x by 10 and it will increment 1 by 1 till the value of x remains less than equal to 10. So in this manner, it will generate the numbers from 0 to 10 by incrementing by 1. Here is another example, x equal to 0, x less than equal to 100, x plus equal to 10. So it will increment, the step value of the x will be the 10. So 0, 10, 20, in this manner it will print the values. Now here is an example of a for each loop. Now as I said, if you have an array and if you want to traverse that entire array, then for loop for each is a best loop to do it. So because if you don't use the for each, then you should know the number of elements. You have to set the loop I equal to 0, $i equals to 0, $i less than count of array and all. Means you should know the number of elements available in an array. But here in this case, if array is declared and with the number of elements, then for each $colors as $value, right? Means like actually this $colors is an array and as value means this value variable will refer to the element available in an array. Means in first case dollar value will fetch the data of red, then green, then blue, then yellow. So in this manner, the entire array elements will be traversed. Okay, so whenever you have a set of elements and you want to traverse it, then for each loop is better and effective. There is another example. If you have an age and you arrange the data in this manner, Amit of 35, Anil of 37, and Priya of 23. Means like here, like okay, the data is not one type of data in an array. Okay, now it's like a node sort of. Okay, like we have a name and age also. So here the like $age as $x refers to $val, means like it become a separate sort of, means like the data is available in an array in the name and age. Okay, the two type of elements will form a node of an array or element of an array. So element of an array separated by this refer to. So $age, is the array as $x and $y. $x refers to the name and $y refers to the age, and in this manner we can fetch the data from an array. So this is also another type of loop. So we discussed the examples how we can set up a loop. Now we already aware about the while, do while, for, but for each is a new loop. So whenever you are dealing with an array means set up a similar type of data having respective location in the memory. If you want to have a collections, that time array is used, and if you want to traverse an array, for each is the best examples which will able to change the array index, okay, at the time of iterations, and you can able to traverse all the array elements together. Let us discuss about the functions in PHP. Now functions, we all know, it's a process which is defined outside the main process, right? To perform a specific task, we divide the main process into the sub process. So in the similar manner, if you define a function write message, okay, maybe this is the process of write message, and you can call the process. So write message become a function, and whenever you call it, the control will go to the function definition and process it. Now here write message is a function without any arguments. We are not passing any arguments. So if you want to define the function without arguments, you can define by the keyword called as function, and then we can able to call it like this. So it will print hello world, okay, whenever you refer the write message, right? So the advantage of function is, okay, you can define once and call many times, okay. At the same time, instead of writing a lengthy code, if you can divide the process into the sub process and refer to it, so these are advantage you will get you'll get in case of functions. So this is the example of how we can write the function without arguments. If you want to define a function with argument, like here a family name, it will take the argument from the user while calling, and then that argument is used in the process. So family name Amit, family name Anil, Priya, Gauri, Nitin. So this family name functions will actually takes an argument now, and that argument passed on at the time of calling will be used in the process. Now here the family name have two arguments now, the name and the year. So if you can refer the name and the date of year, birth year of that particular user, and you can use that values, okay, in the process of the function. Here add numbers is the functions we are passing on here we are two integer values we are passing it on, and it will return. So function can also return the values also, the calling area. Add numbers 5, 5 days. Now here in this case 5 is an integer type of data, but 5 days is a alphanumeric, means a string type of data. But though the strict type checking is not strict here defined, so here the answer it will return, that is 10, because here the initial value is integer. So if you assign a string type of data also to the integer, if the strict type checking is not there, so it will return, it will convert its numeric values and return the values. Now we declare strict types equals to 1, strict type equals to true. Now here only, like if you try to pass it on the values, so it will give an error, because now this alphanumeric values cannot be assigned to the string. So for doing it strict type checking, you have to make strict types equals to 1. Here strict types equals to 1, and here I'm going to declare it's an example of a default data type, default argument. Means if you pass on the arguments, it will take that argument. But if you don't pass on the arguments, then it will pick up the value from which is already declared over there. So here set height, okay, is declare its strict type as a 1. It means it will take only the numeric type of data, and then set height is a function, and the default value is 50. So if you pass on set height 350, it will take a argument which you passed on. But here in this case, set height is a functions we passed on without argument. Now if you pass on without argument, so it will pick up the default value of it. Means it will process the functions by the value 50. So here the advantage of default argument means if you not pass on the requisite argument, so it will pick up that default value. If you pass it on, then it will pick up that value. But if you won't pass on, then it will pick up the default value which is declared in that particular function. So here in this manner, it will give a call to the set height function, okay, by passing the required values. If you don't pass on, it will take a 50 as an argument, and its strict type is 1. So if you have a alphanumeric values, it won't be processed, it will give the error. Here declare strict type is 1, $x, $y, and it will return the value also. So here the functions which returns the values, okay. So here it will return the value to the calling area. So 5 plus 10, it will give a value 15 and 20 and 6 over here. So here these functions, we are passing it on different arguments, and at the same time we'll get the return value to the calling area as well. Here is the same, okay, return type declarations. Here we declare the return type also. What type of here we haven't specified the which type of data it is going to return, but here we can even specify the return type of the function as well. Okay, so these add numbers functions accept two floating values and at the same time return the float values as well. So here it will 1.2 and 5.2, it will strictly accept the floating values and return the float values as well. Now here in this case, though it is accepting float values, but return type is integer, so it will add the two float values and typecast it into the integer, okay, and then the return value will be the integer. So in this manner, here this is a strict type checking. So the argument values, the inputs has to be the float type of data, but while returning, it will typecast that floating resultant float value to the integer and return back to the calling area. Here function add 5. Okay, here is the reference variable. We already discussed about the single like a dollar and dollar. So dollar means a variable and dollar means referring to that variable. So if you just dollar number equals to 2, add 5 dollar number. So we pass on the dollar number over here. So it will dollar value become if you add ampersand, so dollar value is a reference variable. So whatever the process you do in the dollar value, it will refer to the value belongs to the because here in this case number equals to 2, you pass on number. If you process the number over here, the scope of the number is not available over here. So if you add 5 in the numbers, okay, the value over here, that will not reflect to the, unless and until you return the value, that updated value will not be assigned to the number. But here in this case, you pass on the dollar number. Here is the reference variables, means whatever the process you will do with dollar value, it will, as you know, just understand the concept of the pointers. So here dollar value become a pointer. So whatever the process you do with the dollar value, it will reflect to the, and if you print the number over here, so it will print 7, because the reason is, though you are not operating there, though you are not incrementing the value the value of number, because you are passing on the number, but the scope of the number variable and the scope of the value variable are different. So if you are adding the 5 in value, it doesn't mean it will add the value of number. So but as we are using a reference variable, so the value of number can be updated by this. Okay, so this is like, to understand this reference variable, just try and get the basics of pointers. You'll understand the concept of a reference variable, right? Now in PHP, as PHP is used for server-side coding, okay, there is a request form. Now this role of a request form means, like by using HTML and form, name equals to, method equals to, action equal to, you have to develop the form. Okay, so how to develop the forms in HTML, that you should know. So you have a form, okay, form is an interface which will accept the data from the user, and then that data will be submitted to the controller page or the response page. So here this request form will accept the data from the user, post that data to the response page or for the controller page. Controller page consists the PHP script which runs on the server, process that data and develop the response and give back the response to the request page. Hope you understand. Means you have a, as I prior discussed, okay, in PHP we have two phases, okay, client side page and the server side page. So PHP is a script actually runs on the server, right? So request form we have to develop and then give the reference, means here we need to give the reference of a controller page. Form name equals to name of the form, okay, method equals to post, and action equals to name of the response page, so that data whatever you entered after submit will physically get transferred, get processed, get transmitted, get posted to the controller page, and this controller page will accept that all the data, process it and develop the response for the user, response for the request page. Okay, so let us demonstrate this. This is form 1. Okay, This is form 1. So if you develop a form 1 like this, form 1.php, form action equals to welcome.php, means like if you submit the data, that data will be submitted to the welcome.php, and method equals to post. I'll be discussing about the difference between get and post, but right now let us focus on that. I want this is the form, this is the input form which will runs on the browser. It will accept the data from me. Like if you run this form, then it will give the it will accept me input type equal to text, enter your name, enter your email ID, and submit. So let us discuss this. Form 1. So it will ask me to enter name and email. If I input name and the email, okay, and submit, so this data after submit, this data will be posted to the welcome.php. There is a welcome.php I developed. Okay, what it will do, I used PHP echo $post, means whatever data posted by the name of name and the email. Now here in the form 1, okay, the input type equals to text, name equals to name. That text field have a name as a name, and that text field which will hold the email ID have a name as a email. In welcome.php, okay, $post name means whatever the data posted by name, that will be assigned to that will be get assigned to this that will be posted over here. So equal $post name means it will print over here the name, equal $post email, so it will post the email address posted over here, right? So here in this case, okay, I just like in the HTML I embed the PHP script. So PHP equal $post name, so whatever the name you will enter, it will print over here, and whatever the email ID you posted, it will be printed over here. Let us go for execution. Here Sushil Pudke, and then I enter my email ID and submit. So this data will be submitted to the welcome.php, and welcome.php will develop the response like this: welcome Sushil Pudke, your email address is so and so. So what the data will assign to the welcome $post name means Sushil, my name, and then here my email ID over here. Hope you understand. Means like now this simple example will give us the idea that request form will post the name and age, and that name and email ID, and that name and email ID will be posted to the server side page called as welcome.php. That welcome.php will read that data posted and able to process on the and develop the response for the user. So this is what actually the use of a form. Form will develop a user interface to accept the data, and that accepted data will be posted to the server page. Okay, that is controller page, and controller page will accept that data and then develop the response for the user. Let us discuss another example. Now here is another example. First of all, in this particular example, the request and response means your UI and the process page is the same page. So what I did over here, form method equals to post. I'm not specifying the name of a controller page over here, because controller request and response page is the same. You can do it in this manner also. So form method equals to post, and then we do I make a central line table. Enter your first name, enter first number, enter second number. So first number will be entered in the text field called as FN, and second number will be entered in the text field called as second number, and then there is a submit button. So if you click on the submit button, okay, here is the logic I wrote to swap the numbers. Means if you enter the first number will become a second number, and second number will become the first number. As we know that what is the logic behind swapping, that A equals to 5, B equals to 7. You have to take a temporary variables, okay, T equals to A, and then A. So you know the like logic of swapping, okay, where you can exchange the variables. Means like first number has to be assigned to temporary variable, then first number will be updated by the second variable, and then the temporary variable data will be assigned to the second variable. That using the three variables, okay, you can exchange the value. So here is the logic of swapping the number. So the data of first number and second number will be submitted to the because here there is no any specific specific PHP page, controller page defined. So your request and response will be on the same page. So once you submit it, here it's set. Okay, $extract $post means like once you post the data, it will be assigned. If it's set $swap, okay, if it's set $swap, it means here the name of a button is a swap button. Okay, so input type equal to submit, value equal to swap number means it will appear swap number, but name of that button is swap. So here is the event processor, means extract $post. Extract $post will get the data from the get the posted data. That posted data will value of the two variables. Okay, that is the fn and the sn. And if the button on which the event is processed, that is if is set swap, means if the button on which once you click the button over here, if the event here is the event processor. Okay, if the button which you clicked swap, then this code will be activated. $fn means first number's value will be assigned to x, second number's value will be assigned to y. Now fn and sn are actually these are the name of input fields of the form. So this extract $post will read the data, read the posted data, and here we specify form method equals to post. Okay, after that, if is set $swap means if the event process is the event processor, if the button is hit, if the button is clicked, then this process is activated. Then because your request form and this page is going to load, when you click on the button, then this code will be activated, right? So for that reason there is a condition over here. So if it's set swap means when you hit the button, okay, this code is activated. It will read the first number, second number, and assign to x and y, and z equals to 0. Then there is the logic. It's a third variable, and then logic of exchange. Okay, means t equals to a equals to b equals to t, sort of. So here we exchange the values, and then you print over here the first number is so and so and second number is so and so. So the exchange number will be printed over here. Let us go for the execution. That is form 2. Okay, here enter your first number. First number is 123. Second number is 456. Once you, here is the swap numbers. Okay, if you, here is the swap number is the value, and the name of that submit button is swap. So if you hit on that button, if you click on the button, right, so this code will be activated. Extract $post means it will get the values, and then if it's set $swap means if the button is hit, that is swap button, then so it will read the values of first number, second number, assigned to x and y. The code will be activated, and then it will able to swap the two values. Let's say swap number. So click on it. So first number is now become 456. Earlier first number was 123 and second number was 456, but now first number becomes 456 and second number becomes 123, and again that form will be loaded. If you enter again 57, right, swap numbers, now first number becomes 7 and second number becomes 5. So here is that, like, okay, your request page as well as response page will become the same page, right? So in this manner you can means like you can have a form as a UI, you can have a controller page separately, but if you want to set up a controller page and the request page will be the same, then what you have to do, you have to write the processing logic over here also, and able to develop the form also there. So here the form is also on the same page as well as the controller page is also available on the same, but in certain situations you have to go for the itSet function, right? And this itSet function will be processed when you click on the button only, right? So this is the way how you can, your request page and response page will be the same page over here. So these all the demonstrative code I am giving you in the comments. You go through it and enjoy the sessions over here. So here in these sessions I just explain you how we can first of all the various data types in PHP. Then we have functions. Then we have like a looping techniques, and then we discuss about how we have a request page and response page, where on the request page we accept data from the user, we post the data to the controller page will read that data and process. At the same time, if you have a form, a page which is having a request page as well as controller also page, or response page will be on the same page over there you have to process the each set. Okay, because the reason is when the page get loaded, otherwise this code will activate. This code has to be activated only when the submit button is processed. So this is the way how we can deal with the PHP. And while activating server side code, first of all you have to develop the UI and then accept data from the user, hit on the submit, and that entire data will be posted to the server, and then we can able to process the data on the server side over here. Hope you understand everything. Thank you.